Hello everyone, welcome to the Ask Barry V Show. I'm Barry Vanover, this is Mr. Baker. Today's show is brought to you by Martial Arts Industry Association, MAIA's Super Show they put on in Las Vegas every July. This year it's July 5th through the, 5th, 6th, 7th, 5th through the 7th. Lots of industry leaders are coming in, going to be giving great seminars and workshops, great trade show, lots of vendors, lots of martial arts products, new things coming out all the time that you see on the trade show, plus lots of networking, people getting together from martial arts schools all around the country to network. You'll see everybody spending time with each other between breaks and going to dinner. So it's also like a great convention to see lots of old friends. At this show, me and Mr. Baker are going to be instructing a performance college. Now, an instructor performance college isn't about curriculum. It's all just about the classroom floor. So the first day and a half, from 2 till 5 on the first day, which I think is Monday, whatever day the 5th is. And then all the next day, 9 to 5, we're going to be with hundreds of instructors just talking about how to make your classroom floor more exciting, more educating, and more entertaining. I guarantee your instructors are going to go back. As a matter of fact, I've designed the curriculum and the manual that they're going to get, and they're going to be able to write down and take things back directly to your classroom floor immediately. I promise you will see a change on the attitude, the energy level of your instructors, and you will see a change on your classroom floor immediately when you get back. And that's all about retention. Investing in making your instructors the best instructors they can be, keeping your students happy, motivated, excited, and keeping them your students for the most part. Also, me and you are going to be in Orlando. We're going to be doing a marketing and sales workshop. We've been doing a couple workshops around the country every 3 months. We either do a business boot camp or we do a marketing and sales workshop. In Orlando on Saturday, April 23rd, we're going to be doing a marketing and sales workshop. That's going to be held at the Sheraton Suites Hotel at the airport. So, come in a comfortable hotel, bring your staff, sit down with us, and we're going to just spend a day talking about what works and what doesn't work in the martial arts industry. A couple years ago, remember, we did the survey 2 summers ago, and what we did was we collected the information that the top schools in the country, schools that were making over $30,000 or more a month, that were doing for their marketing. And we put a presentation together to teach that marketing to our friends in the martial arts industry. So we welcome to see everybody there. And you can see on screen the place, the website. I think it's MAMG for Martial Arts Management Group, MAMGevents.com. Got some really good questions today. I actually have to have notes on my computer because, our audience are getting a little more sophisticated.
They are.
With the questions they're giving us. And I don't want to shortchange anybody and just talk off the top of my head. So I actually got a few notes that I might have to look at, and you guys might have to see me break out the old reader glasses, which I absolutely hate to admit that I have to have, but, it's coming for all of you, whether you know it or not. I talked to a school owner. I want to thank everybody for the reception that you've given the Ask Barry V show. I get a lot of people emailing me, calling me, texting me, thanking me for the show. I talked to a gentleman yesterday, and he was like, I want to thank you for doing the show, for taking the time to give free, valuable content and information to the martial arts industry. One guy even asked me, why do you, I think he's more of a consulting guy, why do you do this for free? Why are you doing that? So I don't know if he's not liking the fact that I'm giving free information, but you know what? I've been really, really lucky in the martial arts industry. I've gone from sleeping on a couch inside my office at one of my schools for a year and a half to running being fortunate enough to run one of the largest consulting companies in the martial arts industry and running the largest chain of martial arts schools in the martial arts industry. So, I've got valuable information, great content. We just want to give back, and we have a blast doing this, okay? So without further ado, let's get started.
Let's get to first question this week comes from NQ asks, what is your recommendation for students that have quit? Do you actively reach out or market to them once the relationship has ended? I've heard the idea of offering discounts to resume their training.
I love Ian Q. He's been real proactive on the show, asking questions, letting me know what's going on with some of the advice. So I think that's great. That helps motivate me to keep doing the show. I don't even know Ian Q, and I like you already. Okay, so and you can tell his question is a high-level question. You know, it's not just the normal, oh, how can I sign up some extra students or make more money, right? You know, he's been thinking about his students, and I guess here he's wanting to know, what about the students that quit, you know? So once we classify a student as a D student, or sometimes we refer that they DQ'd on us, which means they've dropped out and quit, you know, once we've decided, you know, we haven't seen this student in about 3 weeks. We've made all of our missing in action calls. We've sent them all on Wednesday nights for the past 3 or 4 weeks. We've sent them email correspondence. So we've been calling them and emailing them for 3 or 4 weeks, and we've decided they've either told us or we've decided that they quit. First thing we want to do, Ian, is we want to do an exit survey. Now, an exit survey, a couple good reasons why we do the exit survey. One, it gives us valuable information from a person that we need to hear about. Somebody that's quit, I guarantee you they're going to give you real, honest information about your school, right? And secondly, it gives us a chance and a reason to try to maybe save them, find out why they quit, and see if we can, come back with something to kind of keep them training, and maybe it's something they're quitting for that we didn't know about it, but it's totally in our control. And maybe we can get them back for a period of time to make it up to them and get them back in and remotivate them. So, you know, an exit survey might have some questions like, how do you rate our facility on a scale of 1 to 5? By the way, on an exit survey, you don't want to ask a bunch of questions. 4 or 5 questions. Get to the point, because you're probably doing this over the phone with the mother if it's a child or adult student. Relationship might not be great because they're quitting. They may be shy because they're quitting. Matter of fact, sometimes people are hard to get a hold of once they've quit, right? But we want to do this exit survey either on the phone or in person. So a couple of easy questions like, how do you rate our facility? How do you rate us on quality, the quality of our customer service? How do you rate the quality of our classroom floor? And then here's 2 important questions. First is, what's the main reason you decided to either stop your training or stop your child's training? So I want to find out why, the number one reason. And then I'm going to ask them, what is the most enjoyable thing, or what did you enjoy most about your training at a school? Because I want to leave them with a positive energy, and I want to leave them thinking about things they actually enjoyed. So once I ask them those 2 questions, I know now why they've quit, their number one reason, and see if I can combat that. Is it finances? Well, let me help you. Is it the student lost interest? Can I offer you some private lessons to try to remotivate them? Can I offer you, if your membership is ended and the kid's just not sure about it and he wanted to take a little break? Well, ma'am, if you take a break, there's a good chance he never comes back, right? So let's keep him training until you make that decision. Or maybe you need to offer them a free month. Their membership's over, they're upset about something. Offer them a free month to come back. If they'll train that free month, the whole month, you'll give them a month free and you'll make whatever. Enough information to try now to save that student. Now, after you've done the exit survey, if you can't save the student, we don't want to spend too much time. So what we do is we reclassify that student in our software back to a prospect, and we send them all of the marketing emails we would send our normal prospects. We send them our monthly newsletter and any specials or special events that we're having, parents' night out reminders, birthday party, just like we would a prospect. About once a year, we'll email or call even, all of the students that have ever dropped it out and offer them a comeback special, so to speak. Because we did have a relationship with them. And that always does motivate some people to come back if they know, hey, I've been thinking about coming back anyway, and I can come back and waive the down payment or come back at a 10 or 15% discount. So it just gives them that final push. So that's the simple actions that we do and take, Ian, when someone we've classified them as dropping out. Being that it's Ian's question reminded me, Ian had commented on, I think it was YouTube or Facebook, about the success that he had at his Kung Fu Panda. A couple of shows ago, we went through some details of how to do a movie promotion, whether it was for Star Wars, Kung Fu Panda, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are coming out. right? So, with our consulting program, we have a complete plan of how to run one of those tie-in movie promotions. And Ian did a great job. He did all the steps. He had the movie theater giving out free passes to everybody that came and watched the movie that weekend. He rented the movie theater out at one showing for 200 of his students and their family members. So he did some great things. I just want to remind everybody, all of those types of things are great, and you should be doing those. That's a great tie-in. But the number one most important thing, there's actually two things that you're doing, the most important things at the tie-in. You're promoting an upcoming event, a Mass Central event, where you can sign up new students, and you're also gathering leads. So you're meeting people, you're inviting them and handing out information for an upcoming Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beginning children's martial arts workshop, free uniform to the first 25 or 30 people that register, and you're gathering their lead, their name, address, phone number, email for future power appointments. So, those are the two most important things: the showing of the movies, the handing out of free passes at the ticket counter, putting up your posts. All of that type of stuff's great as well. Right, but don't forget the two most important reasons. All right,
On to the next question. We hear this one, if not every day, every week. John D. asks, I get so bombarded with things to do, I get overwhelmed. Any advice? So it just sounds like another busy school owner trying to figure out first things first.
Right. John D., I recommend that you take a time management course. Years ago, I would always take me and my staff to a Franklin Covey time management course. They move these around the country. I'm sure they come to your city or a nearby city on a regular basis. And to get a grasp on time management, next thing is you need a tool for time management. You need, they make software for time management. We use Reich in our office for projects, time management. I like to use Google, just simple Google Calendar and schedules and to-do list and things like that as well. So, keeping all your information in one spot is another first rule of time management, right? But then, to move on a little more, some things I wrote down here. Let me put on my glasses for you guys here. I'm sorry about this. Look, first is time management. Take a time management course. The second thing is make time in your daily schedule for planning and thinking, where you're thinking about what you need to be doing and you're planning those actions. And when you're sitting down for planning and thinking, I like to do this first thing in the morning, you're also organizing your first thing first list. What are those things that have the biggest impact on your business? Next thing is operate on a detailed schedule. Plan your days, Monday through Friday, man. You get up, you work out the same time every day. You have your staff meetings at the same time every day. You have your planning and thinking meeting the same time every day. And put yourself on a schedule. Me and you were talking, me and Mr. Baker went to where we only return emails when we first get in the morning and at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. 2 times a day we look at email. Because one thing people do is they're sitting at their desk working and they bounce back between email and a project, email and a website, email and this, and waiting for an email to come in, right? It's like having a conversation with Google all day long, right? So we limit that to simply return all emails at 9 a.m. and 3 o'clock, and that's it, right? So that's a simple trick for some time management. So put yourself on a detailed schedule of when you do some of the most important things. Also, get your systems organized. The best thing for time management, have organized systems. We run our Premier Martial Arts schools from a management manual. We use certain tools. We have a certain way of doing everything. So, and we have great staff training. So we can delegate things to other staff members and hold those people accountable. So getting your systems detailed. So you're not running by the seat of your pants all the time, right? And then, here's a trick too. When all else fails, you're getting frustrated, you're getting bombarded, sit down, relax, take a deep breath, and just simply ask yourself, what's the most important thing that I can be doing right now? What's the most important thing that will make me more money right now? Now, I'm talking about when you're confused and you're feeling that anxiety. Well, nothing's more important than making money in a business. So sit down, take a deep breath. What can I be doing right now to make more money? Usually that's going to be actions to sign up new students or something to do with keeping your existing students and increasing retention. and then you'll get restarted, right? So those are just a little bit of advice on helping you get organized.
Very nice. Last question for this week is from Sean K. Sean K. asks, I keep losing staff members. I'm totally frustrated. What gives? Does nobody want to work anymore? Sounds frustrated.
I do kind of agree with Sean K on that. All of these, what do they call them, millennials? Mm-hmm. All of these millennials that are coming into the workforce right now, they've got a real laid-back attitude about working. This is not my opinion. This is, national information. They got a real laid-back attitude about working. They all want to save the world. They're not interested in, for some reason, money doesn't motivate them like past generations, which is, I don't understand that at all. So that is true. That is true. Who are we talking to? Sean?
Sean.
That is true, Sean. But that said, more times than not, I'm not talking about you, Sean, because I don't even know you. But when I talk to school owners and they have a problem with keeping staff members, there's two fundamental mistakes they're making. They're never training the staff member in their job to the point where the staff member has confidence to step up, take charge, and have a real impact on the business. So it's not that staff member won't go out and market or that staff member can't teach an awesome class. We've never really trained them correctly. So they never brought the impact to your business, which might cause the second problem. A lot of times when I see a school owner that keeps losing staff members, they're frankly just not paying them enough. They're just not paying them enough. Listen, I could go to you and I could say, listen, I dig ditches for a living, but I need help, right? If you will come help me dig ditches, I guarantee you, give me 1 month, give me 2 months, you'll be making so much money that you can't. I could talk him into digging ditches with me for a month or two, promising him all this money. I could convince him, right? But after a little while, it becomes work, and that's some hard work digging a ditch, right? Or I hear, right? I do remember being a kid, right? So that's hard work. Well, a martial arts school is the same thing. It's easy to convince somebody, oh, you work for me, teach for me, be a martial arts instructor. That's a cool job, right? Beats flipping burgers. But after a while, it becomes just like work, just like digging a ditch. You've got to be able to pay people what they're worth, right? So school owners don't train them well enough that they have the confidence in their job to have a real impact, and they don't have a real impact on the business, right? Therefore, the school owner sometimes is getting on to them. You're giving them a hard time for not doing the job. In reality, you didn't train them well enough. And then second thing, a lot of school owners aren't paying them good enough to keep them once this great, exciting, romantic job becomes a real job, just like everyday work, right? So you got to pay them. So
to add on to that, you mentioned that it's a different mindset for a lot of people coming into the workforce these days, and I agree with that. You jokingly, but half true is that everybody wants to save the world and have a mission and a cause. And I think to add on to that is sometimes school owners don't do a good job of selling the culture, the cause, and the reason why we do things. We, like you said, money may not be. It's still important. But to some people, maybe not as much.
Right.
They may sacrifice a little bit of money to have purpose in their job. So I think that's another thing is a school owner that really fosters young people to understand the difference that they're making and does train them and does give them the opportunity to make enough money. They're going to hang around. If things get a little tough, they're going to hang in there longer because they believe in the purpose and the cause and the mission of the school for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Staff members are hard to find. They're hard to train. So, man, you got to keep them, and that's not just our industry. Mm-hmm. Every industry knows how expensive it is to do without staff members. So therefore, doing without the people you need to help take your business to the next level, how hard it is to train them. We got to do whatever we can to keep them, right, and build that team. Is that it?
That's it for this week.
Okay, we got a marketing tip of the week is a Facebook tip. Right? One of the cool things, me and Mr. Baker went to the TNC, Trade and Conversion Conference for a company called Digital Marketing, Ryan Dees. Is it Dees?
Dice.
Dice.
Yep, Dice.
I always say it wrong. Yep. Ryan Dice. Very good information, and we're going to be working with them coming up in the future. But I learned a good tip in one of the seminars. They were talking about Facebook, and we're actually doing this in our online Igniter program, by the way, coming up in the March edition. Marketing, putting up post, either boosting a post or an ad that is just designed, we're paying to hit our target market, which for most of us is moms, and we're paying to boost that post or make an ad just to get moms to like and follow our page. So different information goes out, and it's not trying to make a direct sell. It's just trying to get them to like our page, agree with what we're saying so much that they like and follow our page to grow our Facebook base, our Facebook followers. Now, the idea is this that we came up with this time is we're doing a caption this contest. Now, if you've ever seen people put out a picture and they go caption this, and then you make a saying up about the picture. Well, we're doing a contest. We're giving away, I think, a $100 gift card for the best caption. You can see the caption on the screen here. It's an instructor pointing his finger at a little bitty baby and a gi, and the baby's crying, and the instructors look like he's getting onto the little baby. It's kind of a cool, funny picture. So we're going to run a caption this for that. Pick a contest, $50 for the best caption, and we're going to boost that post to all mothers in the zip codes of our schools that are between 25, 45, whatever you think mothers, the age mothers have 5 to 12-year-olds, which is probably going to be that 25, 45, 48-year-old range, and only to get them to either they're going to have to like our page and they're going to have to caption in order to enter the contest, right? So every now and then, the gist of this is you have to spend a little money to gain followers, the kind of followers you want, which is the moms, right? And some adults on your Facebook page. You have to spend money and advertise to get those people sometime. Just don't always expect your Facebook to grow by numbers virally or organically, because it will a little bit, but then it's going to stop. So that's our marketing tip of the month for Facebook. And there was something else that I was going to mention. Don't forget about the instructor college. Like, for example, we're running a program directors training right now here in Knoxville starting tomorrow for 3 days, just training program directors from all over the country. Bring your instructors to the Las Vegas training July 5th, 6th, and 7th to rock out the classroom floor. Staff training is so important. You got anything to add to that, to the show today?
Nope, that's it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.